Dr. Talk the Talk. We're about to enter a special discussion about how to raise children in the UK, even in Nigeria, wherever you are. These children that we're bringing up these days, they are very smart. And sometimes what they do, you can't just imagine what they will ask you. Some question they will ask you, even you yourself, you say, wow, how old are you? The child I just gave birth to yesterday. See what he or she is asking me. Stay tuned. You need to learn. I'm going to learn, and I know you also want to learn, because we cannot alone raise these children. It has a community. We have to come together as a community to be able to raise these children in the way of the Lord. The Bible says, train up a child in the way of the Lord, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it. So it's better you learn now, so that you not start praying and fasting and say, God, let there be correction. So let's learn so that we'll be able to correct things. So follow me, guys. I know they're already waiting for me. See ya!
The weekend. How much are we earning? What is our minimum wage? Can our minimum wage start? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then it continues to affect us also our life. Now, to get to a structured environment, I'm not saying that, the way they raise children here is 100%.
No.
We have children.
It's not even the way they particularly raise. I will not raise my children or my child, a lot of them. But I've seen a family here, the family I watch it when I just stayed in, I do stay in. They have 4 kids, they are Christians, they are Baptists, they don't smoke. When I say they have 4 kids, disciplined children, well-trained children, and they don't spam. So someone like that, so I can say, okay, if this is possible in this kind of environment without all this spanking and all of this, so I can also do it. So the way they raise, of course,
the way, and you see, you cannot remove the concept of God out. See, Sundays I do not want to go to church. Honestly, I do not want to go to church. I'm so lazy, I don't want to go. But I go to church sometimes because of my child. Because I want her to understand that, there's discipline learning the word of God.
I've got that does not go to church. Assuming they have.
You need the fear of God. You need to
when the topic came up, I just kept quiet.
Now this is serious. You need to raise your children in godly way.
When that starts.
Because
when
they need to fear something. They need to hold on to something. They are in an environment that there's so many things going on. Honestly, when I first got into this country and I saw a lady and a lady on the street, I was coming from Nigeria. Nigeria that, is forbidden.
Just for you to
number one, it's forbidden. Number two, there's jail time related to it. 14 years. Yeah. The first time I saw it, I was not going to.
Naive, just.
And I was having a conversation with my wife and I was telling her that, look,
don't say.
Children, I don't want my child to start wearing short clothes. Why? She's a child.
That's one of the reasons why your wife will not wear short
Number two, she sees it. She sees it in the community. She sees it in the community. She sees people wearing it. In her head, it's time to register that this is the normal way of this. Now, you need to start telling your child that this is not normal. It might be normal for them. What is normal for them? For our own culture, for where we are coming from. Even if I'm here, my daughter still has an African root. She has Nigerian siblings. I used to tell people that if my daughter goes to Nigeria, cousins and siblings, either way.
Let us be careful.
She has when I mean siblings right now, I'm talking about my sister's child.
It's better you explain that way.
Okay, let me explain it. In the part of cousins and nephews, no, she doesn't have cousins. Okay. In the part of cousins, she has aunties, she has an uncle, you understand? She has grandparents that are Nigerian. And then I tell people practically that you cannot. My daughter would one day listen to me, and she might not be able to survive the way we are raising her because she's soft. I used to tell her, you're soft, my dear, you're soft. But let me not share the way from what we're talking about. I feel that as someone, I try to raise my child in the way I was doing this, which is not so good because my father expected so much perfection. And at the point in time, I'm discovering that I'm expecting so much perfection from my child. and
It's
I
okay
don't.
to have children.
Yeah.
Can you let the way he's telling me? I'm expecting so much perfection from my daughter. That's
No, that's
right.
no, like yes,
Look at our kids.
but also I look at her that she's still in a quite tender age. But also I look at it that you can actually the best way to mold your child is from okay. She came back one day and she was like, her mother was complaining. Oh, she was playing outside where other kids were doing. And I look at and I told her, come. Why were you playing outside? He was like, I said, you need to learn. You come home, you play. When when you come home, you need to, you will play. But about law school, when they are learning in class, try to learn. Don't play. I know you will have chance to play, but understand that you are an African child. I used to tell her, you are an African child, you are a migrant child. I used to tell her, you are an African child, you are a migrant child. If others are getting things easy, it's never going to come to make her realize from childhood. I tell you that they will tell you like, look, they will tell you that, hey, life, they will tell you that, hey, life is easy. Yes, life is easy. But when you apply for a job, you still get opportunity. You are not. They will tell you straight up, you are not good enough.
Your name alone will call you out.
And I've heard. To me, I call it rumors. I've heard stuff like some people will employ you because when they see your name.
Your name alone comes.
When they see your name, you understand that kind of thing. And some people have said that they've changed their name to an English name on their CV and they got more calls. It has never happened to me. I've never tried to experiment with this. What people have said. And I won't judge them. But you need to be exceptional because if not for anything, because of how much.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I was wondering. He has a point to say, but I feel like the children are still too young. Like for your child, I feel like she's still too young to be saying like listening to all of things like that.
You know what they say? Train up your child. The Bible says, train up your child the way you should go.
But different level of training at different age now.
That's what I'm saying. But you need to start emphasizing this. Look, right now you can have conversations with your children. Your children can tell you stuff. My daughter is always looking forward to coming to me. Even if I'm so busy, I'm working, she'll be like, Daddy, you didn't answer what you said. And I'll be like, oh, sorry, baby, how was it? This and this and that, and I did this, and I did that, and I did that. And I've learned that it's a way to make them express themselves.
Do you know that to your parents now, you are still a child, like, they'll still feel that you don't understand some aspect of life.
Yes.
You as your
obvious.
So exactly the way we parents will feel sometimes that this child is still just yesterday, she will become like that. So it's always best to let them know something. Those children, they are very sharp kind of thing. To let them know some things as early as possible. That's one of the reasons I inculcate my culture to my kids without thinking, is by ensuring that I speak in language. My husband and I, we don't joke with our language.
Me, my wife is a powerful because me, I'm more.
My husband too does not want it when I started, but now he's not appreciating.
No, the day when your daughter was like, she was saying something and she now said it in Nigerian. Let's go. I told your husband now. I'm like, your daughter just said, let's go. That was Nigerian.
I said, even she will say, dear Lord, even if I'm going downstairs and I tell them that, hey, I don't say dear Lord, Saleh, she knows we are going downstairs. So that's one of the ways I inculcate the guy. That even pidgin, I want them to understand it too. Because I don't want them to be so soft that they don't know that you have to be crazy when you are coming from.
Sometimes when my daughter comes and she would do something, she would be like, Mommy, you need your home. The first thing she said, I'm like, and so many times I was preparing her for food today. I said, oh, my tummy is hungry. And I said, come and do that. And we walked for like 2 minutes and we were I feel better now. I'm like, okay.
Do you really feel better?
No, I'm like, yeah, okay. But don't be little the young every time. You're an African child. I don't make it a joke. You won't survive in Nigeria with little young. Because grandma and grandpa, they don't understand giving a child the hug.
Streets know they give hug. For streets, they know they give hug.
Yeah,
and another thing that that makes it also reasonable for you to start talking to them about sex education. My daughter now knows every
body part.
She does not call her bonbon. She calls her big, like the German calls it. So because the outside is not smiling, they need to know like, okay, there's something we call privacy. I didn't think about that before. But when we always do family week in my church, like once a month. So this last week that we did last week, we about kids and so they talked about privacy. I was not taking it serious. So now parents are telling privacy. When I'm dressing, I need privacy. When I'm in the toilet, I feel that you need privacy. So there's something we call personal space and all of those things. They are not small. So they are not small. So you need to start doing all these things. I also got to know about this from one of the people I follow, intentional parenting online. Now, these kids are not small. You need to start telling them, you'll be shocked that these kids are ahead of you. She was talking to her dad and her in which maybe 2 days ago. Mommy and daddy, you don't listen to me. And my teachers listen to me. That was what you're telling me.
And you need to sit down and listen.
I said, babe, we love you. We listen to you. After God loves you, we are the next person that loves you. So that you don't start feeling that those people, they love you more. You now start saying the things you ought not to say.
Yeah,
I needed to listen to her, and I told my husband, we need to start learning.
You need to start listening. Like you need to sit down and listen. Sometimes my daughter.
How old is she again?
She's 3.
No, see
So that's
let me tell you the research what my daughter used to do. She does divide and conquer now. She does divide and conquer. If she comes to me and like, daddy, this one, I say no. But like, daddy, if he comes to me, daddy, I need to I say no. My daughter will not go to my wife. I'll be like, she knows we are deep apart. I might be in the sitting room, my wife might be in the kitchen. When in the room, she's not going to ask it. She'll not come to me, you see? Mommy said yes. My wife will not be like, babe, did you tell her no? I'm like, yes, I told her no. She'll be like, yeah, your daddy has said no.
Exactly what I'm saying. They are smart.
You would think that she doesn't.
So she's playing both of you.
She's playing the cards. And it's
At what age, Joe?
By November, she does the same thing. And she will do it like, when her dad is downstairs and I'm upstairs, and she knows me, I'm very, very fair. The dad can do an insult, even though he's evil, but he's not as friendly.
It's a child now.
Yeah, if I say no, she does not come back to toast me because she knows that.
There is no.
I know me, but she can always toast her dad and do that. So she does that too, and she's just 3. So they are not soft, and sometimes when she's crying, I tell her, it's okay to cry. Express your emotions, but be considerate. But my husband goes like, why are you crying? I say, if she doesn't cry, you're the one that should cry. You are an adult. Let them cry. You need to let her hear. So you need to let them know that there are so many aspects in life that needs to be balanced, but at the same time, they know the quality and tell her, Mama, she be agree. I tell her, you always agree with you. Mama, she be agree.
I'm like, yeah, they go. I'm like, if you go to Africa today or you go to Nigeria today, the streets are the same. Or bad there everywhere. But the thing is, the good part is, if you can raise the children well, you will set them up for better opportunities. They learn the latest stuff. There are so many, and I'll say this, and I don't care whose arts is God, yeah? There are so many courses you do in Nigeria that is not relevant to today's world.
I know you have learned one lesson or the other from the video you just watched now. Please make use of everything so that the life of these children will be a better one and we will have a better future. Thank you so much. Thanks for always subscribing to my video. Thanks for sharing. The comments and your feedback has always been a good one. Thank you so much. Bye.